Namaste, brothers and sisters. This is Jen, and I'm just making this video because I really am so grateful for the amazing response to the video I put up. Was it today? So it's, what day is it today? It's now Tuesday, and I put up the video today, Tuesday, which I recorded yesterday. And it's like really bringing a lot of comfort to a lot of brothers and sisters. So I'm just going to carry on in this vein, and I really am going to do my best to do a video every day for the next sort of like period of time, just to give us all some sort of like deeper insights into the current energies. And I really have got a lot to share with everyone, but the way I'm going to do it today is I'm going to pull a card for the collective, and a card that's related to the coming eclipse on the 27th. And this feels like a really deeply significant moment in our ascension, and it feels like it's really like huge for the collective. So I'm just going to pull a card now. This is the card. Ooh, Love Begins, number 1, the John Holland, Love Begins, the green, one of hearts, I think it's called. Wow, so it's really, the energy of this card is about a new beginning, and that's what I think a lot of us are really picking up on with this energy of the eclipse. It's, certain cycles, kind of like Saturnian cycles are closing, and cycles that are pertaining to that feeling of like that life must be a challenge, and we must always be challenged, and life is not easy. Like these old limited 3D programmings, like that is what's ending, brothers and sisters, is the ending of the 3D programming, the 3D paradigm. And again, this is particularly relevant for the divine masculine twins, who a lot of our beautiful brother divine masculines have been in karmic relationships, because of the belief that like life is no way going to be that amazing that it's going to actually provide you with the true love of your soul. And so because a lot of the divine masculines have believed that, they've just settled for crumbs, like for anything that they could get, and they've tried to sort of cobble together a life and a reality when where their soul is absolutely starving. It's like in the desert going, I can't live another day without true love. And so that is what's ending, brothers and sisters, is that attachment and commitment to the limitations and the old programs. And what is emerging is the knowing and remembrance that it is our heart, and it's the knowing of our heart that is the trump card for our destiny, and that we must believe in the knowing of our hearts. And in the knowing of our hearts, there lies the knowing of who your divine counterpart is. For a lot of the first wavers now, you know who your divine counterpart is, and a lot of the divine masculines have been awakening to this realization since the Lion's Gate of last year. So coming up to this huge cycle to do with the Lion's Gate, and but about a year ago, the divine masculines, they were just starting to awaken to to this truth. But now in the last few months, they've just been slapped all over the place to the remembrance that this is a mission. We came in on a very important mission to re-establish the current and the flow of God's love and God's grace upon the earthly plane. And it's not just the mission of the divine feminine, it's the mission of both the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And so that is what's beginning. Got number one, love begins. That is what's beginning. The empowerment, the knowing, the remembrance of like your mission. Our mission is to be in true love, brothers and sisters, not like kind of like 3D sort of like love that's built on this idea of scarcity and I better get what the crumbs that life throws at me. No, that is of the 3D. That is lack consciousness. That is not enlightenment. That is lack consciousness. That is being attached to lack consciousness. The truth of your heart knows that you are God, Mother, Father, God's holy precious child, and you were born and you have incarnated to experience the most extraordinary bliss, deepest alignment, source energy, and to play in this sacred garden with your true love, your best friend, your eternal best friend. And that is the reason why every single one of us have returned back to the earth plane. And it's what was stolen, it was what was manipulated, it was what was distorted, it was specifically targeted by the powers that were targeting the truth of the importance of this divine union of the Christ Sophia child, the divine counterparts, But, you know, it's time now for everyone to realise that is the purpose of our incarnation, brothers and sisters, is to be in the highest, truest love. And, you know, and this is what activates all the age reversal codes, the bliss codes, all like the siddhis, the activation of our, the transformation of our carbon body to our light body, well-being, like it's all in this sacred union, because the twin soul is a reflection of your own inner kundalini energy. Like what Rumi said, Rumi was right. You will never find your twin. You will find your twin outside of yourself, but ultimately your twin is within you. You are your twin, and that is within your polarity energies, within your own kundalini energy. You are that. You are the union. You are the sacred marriage of the child with the parent self, with the mother father. You know, Radha Krishna, Shiva Shakti, Yeshua Magdalene. This is who we are. We were born to experience the bliss of sacred union. That's like the purpose of why we have come to this earth, and it was that which has been very, very cleverly manipulated out of our consciousness. And, you know, this idea that if you believe that, then, you know, you're just living in a fantasy, and like life's just not like that. Well, who said life's not like that? Life actually is like that. That is the actual truth. This is like the true 5D Christed timeline that we're speaking about here, and that is the actual truth. And if you can align your consciousness through thought, word and deed with the fifth dimensional timeline, you will very, very, very rapidly come into absolute full self-realization. And in that you know, in that process or experience of, like, you know, being self-realized, you know, there is no separation from the beloved, because all that exists is the eternal now. And in the now, that is where you have access to your full multidimensional self through the moment now. And yeah, so your twin is within you, and once you activate that inner alchemical marriage, or experience the rising of your own kundalini energy, the primary axiom of creation is as it is within, so it is without. And so as you experience that internally, then the universe will just naturally just mirror, mirror that externally. So it's the next card I've come up is emotional loss, and I think that is also for the divine masculines, because the divine masculines have created a reality where they have built up emotional bonds with their 3D lives. You know, maybe there's children involved and stuff like that, and so there is going to be like a significant letting go, especially for these first wave twins that have got themselves embroiled in these karmic situations. Like, the universe is very, very much kind of like whacking you up the bum right now to get into alignment with your fifth dimensional timeline, because you're actually, like, you know, more vibrationally, you have been more vibrationally aligned with the 3D timeline, the lower earth, the lower dimensional timeline. And this is what is going in this eclipse. It's all coming back to this eclipse energy. It's like such a massively huge time for for this letting go, for this ending, and for this new beginning. And you know, there is emotional loss. So I'll pull out another card. Suffering in silence. So yeah, a lot of the divine masculines, they are suffering in silence, because, you know, they're going through their ascension, and quite frankly, probably no one in their life has actually got a clue about what's going on with the ascension. Do you know what I mean? They're like probably going through it, like getting all sorts of symptoms, all sorts of downloads, mad dreams, DMT experiences, like all sorts is going on for the divine masculine, and they're like in this sort of like this movie where everyone's like asleep. So there is this element of suffering in silence. But, you know, at the end of the day, this is the message for the divine masculine, is that you have to reach out into 5D, on the 5D level, with your divine counterpart. And this is how this is the best way you can use your periods of being physically separated, is if you just you connect with her on a 5D level and just send her your love, and just really just see yourself just holding her, and just being together, and just being in absolute silence of like the deepest God nature. Just see that, and just see that, and connect with her on a 5D level, and she will feel it, and it will comfort her. It will. And So connect to your beloved in 5D, brothers and sisters. And okay, so that's a really powerful card actually. Another one. Discontent and boredom. Yeah, well, you know, that discontent and boredom isn't really going to go anywhere, is it? Like, it's because of your essential, like, core holographic movie that you've created is built upon the foundation of lack consciousness, 3D consciousness. So you will never ever find contentment, you know, because it's like you have to like believe in the voice of your heart. Your heart knows that it is living a fairy tale and that you are a king and she is a queen, and that you have come here to reunite and to live in your fifth dimensional castle, your third dimensional castle, your multi-dimensional castle, and like be the king and queen of the fairies of Avalon. Like that, we all are, all 144,000 are connected to the Avalon Grail codes, the restoration of this Christ Sophia Divine Magdalene and Christ Union. And that is what is in your heart. This message is going out to the Divine Masculine. You know, your heart knows who you are. You are an angelic being, and you have come here to experience absolute bliss in every single moment of your existence. And that is, you know, it's largely, you know, we can only really come into union with our divine counterpart when we have committed to the path of becoming empty vessels, just becoming empty through meditation, to becoming non-identified with our thoughts, non-attached to our thoughts, from practicing gratitude, from, you know, all of these self-mastery tools. This is how we come to this place of emptiness. And then when we are truly, truly empty, then we are the vessels for God's highest, purest grace to become manifest and materialised. And this is what is happening. So the card is for the Divine Masculine, discontent and boredom. And actually, God, it's like I've pulled three of the emotional suit cards. So it's discontent and boredom, and it's like, and I think for a lot of the Divine Masculine, like, you know, if they're experiencing boredom, they're probably like, some of them who are like really resisting the Ascension and the reunion are probably thinking, oh, the reason why I'm bored is because I'm like, you know, I'm looking to external things to satisfy me and to stimulate me, and, you know, I always have to go within, and like, and that is true. But when you get to a certain level of being that empty vessel, your outer reality has to be a direct reflection of your inner connection to the divine. You know, we are pure conduits of divine consciousness, and that is on an internal level and that's on an external level. And you know, if you have created relationships around you that are like fundamentally like have their foundations in the belief in lack, that you're not good enough, or you will never experience true love. If you have created relationships in your life based on that, you know, you will always be bored. You will always be discontent, because the truth is that you have come here to experience the highest alignment to source energy and celebration with your divine counterpart. So that is the reason why you've returned to this earth. And yeah, and there's big massive things going on for the twins, and there's a lot of the Divine Masculines are coming online now, and these messages are really, really helping the Divine Masculine come online. And I'm really, really grateful for my connection with my own divine counterpart, because I really, really feel his presence so strongly in this reading, and I feel that he's really, really wanting to assist the collective, particularly the Divine Masculine consciousness, to really, really break free from this idea that you know, life is really scary, and life is not to be trusted, and that, you know, you're basically like dumped on your head. Like, you know, you've got to give it up, brothers. You were created to experience the highest joy imaginable, and all of us were. But, you know, this is particularly going out to the Divine Masculine. So the final card that I've pulled is number 6, moving on. So yeah, there has to be a shift, there has to be a change, and this is connected to the eclipse energies. this moving on from these old timelines, these old 3D karmic timelines, and moving into your higher Christed 5D timelines, knowing that if you follow your heart, if you follow your absolute highest destiny, you are making such profound choices for all of the members of your family, all of your karmic relationships. You know, you are setting an energetic precedence, an energetic template that then automatically activates everyone within your sphere to come into that 5D timeline and to therefore attract their true love. This is all written in the divine plan. Everybody benefits when you follow the path of true love. And if you have children, it's really important to know that your children, it is very, very highly, highly valuable for your children to grow up into the rose blissful garden of true love. If either one of their parents, or ideally both of their parents, are living and functioning and cohabiting within that frequency, that is the highest blessing to offer a child, because it's automatically stimulating those codes within their own self to attract that. And that is why we are here. We have returned to the earth to be in true love, brothers and sisters. And it's amazing, I'm not more outraged that, you know, this was, because it was like the church did a what a job the church has done, you know, at distorting this idea. It's just all been such a huge manipulation, and it has been quite lonely for me, like being out there in the world going, no guys, true love, it's all about true love. But luckily I've got the fact that everyone knows it in their heart, so they're like, I'm not mad, it's true. And like, you know, the true love army is growing. That's what we're part of. And that's all connected to the AA. And I just want to speak a little bit about the AA. So for myself personally, it was very, very challenging with the getting a lot of Ascension symptoms after the Magdalene mother wound transmission, and so Spirit has guided me that on the 8-8 we're going to be like really working with activating the spring of well-being within our psychic consciousness, and actually using this as a tool, as an ascension tool to assist us as we really take strides now with this assimilation of our ascension frequencies in our light bodies. So we're going to be really working with bringing through those healing frequencies for all of us, but also we're going to be specifically working with restoring the true love divine union template back into the earth grid. And we have done that at times before. We've done a lot of work with the Yeshua Magdalene, but this is a different time, and this is like so much interference has now been cleared from the grid thanks to us and thanks to our work that we've been doing in the Event is Happening group and also in the transmission groups, and to all of the amazing brothers and sisters around the world that are doing absolutely phenomenal high level work in clearing so much of the dross and the interference particularly on the fourth dimension. So that's all being cleared. And just giving really huge thanks for this opportunity to come through to speak to you all. And I'm really aware I don't actually want to make these really long videos. I just want them to be short sort of catch-ups, which I'm going to do every day for the coming future. So thank you so much, brothers and sisters. There's always so much to share with all of you, and I really value and appreciate all of you in my life. And also, so I hope you do sign up for the 8-8. I know all of you will. It's going to be amazing. In my next video, I'll speak more about the 8-8. What was I going to say? It's really important now that, like, you know, Spirit has guided me to create a mailing list of all the brothers and sisters that are part of the Event is Happening group, so that so we've got all of our contact details stored on a hard drive. That's where we're at now. And so if you feel called, I will post the link below to add yourself to this mailing list. And so that's it, brothers and sisters. It's been so beautiful to meet with you all, and I send you all many blessings. Namaste. In this retreat, we will be diving deep into the mystery of silence and belonging. The retreat will include visiting many of the very powerful sacred sites in Glastonbury. We've been granted access to the Chalice Garden,
We've also been granted access to the White Spring, whereby we will do a very powerful purification ceremony